Hello, I'm Nick Briggs, and you're listening to the legend of the travelling TARDIS. You say travelling time lord.
Do it again. Just do it again. Just for the count.
Okay.
Just for the sake. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Briggs, and this is the legend of the travelling TARDIS.
Hello, fellow Uvians. Welcome to another edition of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil, and today we'll be celebrating Big Finish audios. Now, here's the thing on this story. Why is my... You know what? We had a meeting earlier. Let's see this. There we go. How's that? This is sad. Sorry about that. I was like, okay. Well, now that you can see my new room of everything that I've got in there. So, welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Again, my name is Christian Basil. For those of you just joining us, we are a professional podcast. Trust me on this. I'm going to leave that alone there. Today, we're going to be celebrating Big Finish. Now, here's the weird part about this, and I'm going to bring in one of my fellow co-hosts. This is the legendary Mr. Dave Chapman of Paparazzo of the Red Hope dossier. Dave, what happened is I had on my calendar Big Finish Day was on the 8th, yesterday of last year. So I was stupid. I thought that they had the day redundantly going out through the entire year.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. They change it every year. I'm not exactly sure why, but they're not going to have a date until 2027. So this episode came up because I think we should have a Big Finish Day in honor of those guys over there who write, direct, act, and so forth. So we're going to be celebrating Big Finish Day 2026 in their honor. Just want to let those
to me.
So without further ado, thanks, Dave. We're bringing in Mark Muncy from
Hey,
Erie,
gang.
Florida. How you doing, Mark?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Got it there. And let's go ahead and bring in Michelle, the lovely artist and author, I should say, the TARDIS Archives. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing well.
Got it there. And let's bring in a very, very fine gentleman. Let's bring in Sean from Our Philosophy. How you doing there, Sean?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for this episode because I love stories.
Awesome. We all do too. I think what didn't they have it was we love stories and then they want for the love of stories.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
For the
Yeah.
love of stories.
For the love of stories.
For the love of stories out there. And normally I would bring in Mark, our favorite Candyman, but he's not sitting down in his chair right now, and I don't want to embarrass him.
Oh, embarrass him. Bring him in. Bring him in.
Okay, look at that. Oh, there he is.
Look, there he is.
Yay.
It's the Candyman. Yay.
He's doing his Claude Rains
Check
impression.
out those knives in the background. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at it. Oh, no, those pots and pans and everything.
Oh, look at the spices.
Look at the spice.
Good spice rack.
Spice.
Yep.
I don't know.
All right, moving on.
Anyway, moving
We
on.
can take a
Speaking of moving on, let's go ahead and bring on Gadget with the Who Knew News. Anybody got any announcements or anything before we go ahead and bring on the lovely Gadget?
No.
Got it. Well, without further ado, let's bring in Gadget.
Hello, everyone.
I spared no expense for that title, Gadget. I just want to
I
let you
know I
know.
love all the time and everything, and let's get going with this because we have a bunch of happy birthdays and a bunch of sadness at the time. So do you want to go sad first or do you want to go happy?
Let's go sad, and then we'll work our way down.
Okay.
So.
I'm gonna start because we don't have his picture or anything, but Patrick Godfrey, some of you know him from Ever After with Drew Barrymore, but he also graced our screens in 2 Doctor Who episodes, Savages and The Mind of Evil. He was Tor and the Major Cosworth and everything. They were from 1966 and 1971. And he would have been sorry guys, tongue twister. He passed away on June 4th at the age of 93, and very lovely man. Everyone said he was a sweetheart on set and everything. So all of you out there, please check out all his Doctor Who episodes as well as Ever After. Ever After was a really cool movie and stuff. And then irony of ironies and stuff. Hellmouth is supposed to be having their reunion soon and everything in LA, California and stuff. But sad to say that we lost Giles. We lost Anthony Head. He passed away due to complications to pneumonia. His daughters were explaining everything to everybody. He was 72 years old. If everyone keeps in touch with television and movies and everything, he's been gracing our screens from all over the universe. And he's been in Merlin as Uther Pendragon. He has been in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Little Britain. But he was noted for and forgotten about in Entertainment Tonight for his episode with school reunion with David and Elizabeth. I start crying when I hear Elizabeth's name. As the principal who was very buggy and everything. So our prayers go to him and stuff. And he also has a connection to what we're going to be dealing with today on our episode of our Big Finish day and everything. As irony would have it, his character of Graveworn, which is also my ex's nickname, but let's talk here nor there. But sad to say that Anthony also had just passed away after his partner had passed. So prayers to his daughters and and everything. But let's get on a happier note because we have our other doctor, Colin Baker, who turns a happy 83, who does not look it, is a big kid at heart and everything. And let's see what I would love to say what he's up to, but most of the time he's at conventions, signing autographs, having fun with people, taking hugs and everything. Loving sweets all the time. And let's see, the last thing he did was, not much. It was just a last convention, but he might be popping up on our screen soon. There was a rumor. I'm going to be checking that out. But then we also have Jason Isaacs, and you know him from Peter Pan as Captain Hook, as well as The Salt Path, The Patriot, and kind of a wizard of heart and everything. He turned 63 years old, and he basically may or may not have been Lucius Malfoy, depending on who you speak to, depending on the situation with Harry Potter right now. But he has turned a happy 63, and his latest adventures were with Star Trek. The Curse of Stepstone was older stuff, but his most recent is What If in 2024, and that was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe television series. Otherwise, there hasn't been really any information on him yet of anything new, but let's head over to James Callis, and he's noted for the whole franchise of Bridget Jones' Diaries. He's 55 years old, and his last, known one was Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy, where he played, it looks like, he also played Dr. Gallius Ballard in the reimagined Battlestar Galactica. And that's interesting. Some stuff has been removed from his page. But Wikipedia just removed some stuff. I guess AI is attacked, allegedly. His last thing was Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. He played Tom in 2025, and that was his movies. And his last recurring role is in Castlevania Nocturne from 2023 to present as Dracula. I can never pronounce this, and my friends in the voice world are going to kill me every time. But that's his latest roles. He's voicing the Castlevania series and everything. But what we came here for, Big Finish and everything, basically has now given an early bird special on 2027's Classic Who Doctor Adventures, as well as a sneak preview, they say, to read more about on River and Rory's return. And then also, was that Summer saying yes?
Nope.
No, that's my
Nope.
dog. I'm so sorry. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
Because I would have agreed. I was like, yep. And we also have Future Shocks with Tom Baker and Sadie Miller coming back, as well as the announcement for Big Finish Day in 2027, and many other adventures that are going on that we'll be talking about, especially one that I can finally understand on Big Finish, which was the blood on Santa's claws. But otherwise, that's all the news for today, unless anybody else has anything to add, conventions or anything. But our news is very short, because the one thing I did not want to talk about, I may have to, because a lot of people are upset. We know RTD said 1 to 2 weeks we might get news. What has been circling around has been allegedly proven to be a fake press release, supposedly. I would take that press release with a grain of salt and wait for the real one from BBC. I even put an email into BBC to see what's going on, news media, with it, because we are at the end of the 1 week. Maybe it'll come out next week. Who knows? Only the BBC. All right. Otherwise, that's it for Who Knew News.
All right. And and everybody, I just wanted to shout out, every time I see when they're talking about a new doctor, I remember Jason Isaacs' name always popping up every now and then in a blue moon. What would you guys think about a Jason Isaacs doctor?
I wanted to say earlier that I forgot to mention, or well, I didn't forget to mention, but I didn't want to interrupt Gadget. Jason Isaacs, also Admiral Zhao from Avatar: The Last Airbender, if you don't know that.
Yep. He does a lot of voice work.
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah, he has an
favorable of
American accent in that one where he's like, "I am Zhao the Conqueror," so he sounds very different, but that's him.
him.
I would be happy. Sorry.
Sorry. The time lag. I'd be in favor of him being a doctor too.
I was thinking the Master, but
Any,
Oh.
master or doctor role.
Wasn't he Captain Pike?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, not Pike. Not Pike.
Not Pike.
He wasn't captain, but he was not
Circus
Pike.
or something, or Scarus. If anybody wants to throw that into the chat, which captain was he? Yeah, he's from Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
And I just want to make people aware, since you mentioned that gadget, we actually have a poll. I'm sorry, didn't put it up on the
that's
in the-
okay. I know.
in the connections there. With the upcoming announcement, do you think we know who the 16th Doctor will be? I'll let you guys guess. What we'll just go around. What number do you think a percentage of our audience said, yes, we will know who the 16th Doctor is? Dave?
20.
20. Mark?
Which Mark? Me.
I'm the Candyman.
I'm going around.
I'd say around 30%.
30%. Gadget, what do you think?
2%.
2%. Okay. Michelle?
40.
40. Sean?
Well, I was gonna say 20, but Dave is clairvoyant, so I'm still gonna say 20.
Okay. And Candyman, what kind of
I
percentage do you
reckon-
think?
I reckon it's going to be pretty high. I'll say 66%.
66.
Dave, I think was the closest. It's 17% of our audience think that they will know who the 16th Doctor is, and 83% say we won't know who the 16th Doctor is. Do you think we should know who the 16th Doctor is by then, or do you think they should wait?
I think it's a rewind.
A rewind?
I'd love to not know who the 16th Doctor is until they regenerate.
That would be awesome. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen anymore, but that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Would you just sit there and just wait? And I sworn, and I've said this in previous episodes, that RTD, I could have sworn said he was not even going to mention anything at some point.
Yeah.
Like everything was going to happen at the moment, and we would find out when it happened who the 16th Doctor is. Would you guys be okay with that?
I would, and the one time they actually did that, it did get spoiled for me. So David Tennant got spoiled for me actually with a leak, but I would be in favor of that. And you should ask me and Dave every question, because we were psychic on that poll.
There we go.
There you go. And I was speaking of leaks. I remember what was it? John Barrowman leaked something that he was in an episode on Twitter, and it was just like, wait a minute, it hasn't even gotten back to us yet. So this is it's interesting how leaks work these days.
I think the problem is in the UK, when a new Doctor Who gets announced, it's normally about 3-4 weeks because they want to do all the promo for the new Doctor in the UK. So the Doctor will go on all the different talk shows in the UK to promote Doctor Who. So I don't think I can ever think of a Doctor regenerating without doing promo, probably since Tom Baker, really.
Yeah, I think
But they did it
Tom
with
was the
Tennant, though,
last
right?
one.
No,
Tennant.
I do think they hid when John Sims came back as the Master. They hid that really, really well.
They did.
But he was wearing such crazy makeup and all that, so they were able to do that. One quick thing about Colin Baker, you forgot he's still in Big Finish. He's got like 3 more episodes coming. 2 in.
Well, that's what we were going to talk about when we come up with Big Finish.
Yeah,
I was saving the best for last
this year.
Yep.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Colin Baker. I hope when I hit that age, I'm just as good looking as you are, and I want that shirt. I definitely want that shirt.
We're both Geminis because tomorrow's my birthday.
Oh,
Yay.
happy birthday. Happy birthday, Michelle. Happy point.
21 again, yeah?
21 again. Absolutely.
I wish.
Yeah. So, Gadget, any other news articles? Or
No, I just, like I said, unless you want to count that Chimnall's walking around doing his book signing soon and everything, that's all we got.
Okay. Let's go ahead and end the Who Knew News.
You're muted.
You're unmuted.
No, my for whatever reason, my audio is like 1 second behind. It's just like catching up or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's weird.
You're in a time vortex.
Well, as soon as I came back, I heard, so it ended the anyway. We get moving. So anyway, folks, so we're going to go to a commercial break. When we return, we're going to start our celebration of the Big Finish audios by telling you all of our favorites, and if you're lucky, we'll give you a chance to tell us yours. Put it in the chats right now while we go to the commercial break. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tuned in. We will be right back. And plus, we have a special announcement about our arrival at Space Coast Comic-Con next weekend. So make sure you get your tickets now.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you sent. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused. I'll sew in clothes. The spell stays unspoken. A dark silhouette of a marked man, and I'm broken. Right down. I didn't listen to that voicemail or TikTok that story you sent. Don't you reel me in to get me back. I'm gonna leave you now.
I'm author Mark Muncy,
And I'm author Erica Lance.
and this is Eerie Travels.
Greetings, travelers. Join us as we travel through folklore, myths, monsters, legends, and dark history.
Now, we'll be your guide to the spooky side of reality as we discuss cryptids, paranormal, and all things preternatural.
Sometimes we find the truth is way scarier than fiction.
We're on twice a week on your favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and YouTube.
We have amazing guests from all of the areas of the strange and unusual, including witnesses, investigators, and more.
Yeah, with Erica's curiosity and ridiculous array of pop culture and true crime knowledge.
And Mark's decades of experience diving into folklore and the legends with the truth that's behind them.
Yeah, so join us, travelers, as we take you to the edge of reality, and we'll see you on the other side.
Are you tired of toxic fandoms? Do you wish we could go back to being happy? So do we. We created the Happiness Patrol to get away from all of the toxicity in fandoms, in life, and so we decided we wanted to do a show about something that makes us happy. And in our second season, that's movies that make us happy. So join myself, Cameron, Scott, Jessica, and Melanie on Happiness Patrol at youtube.com/@happinesspatrolshow.
So what's your favorite Western? Is it this one or maybe one of these? Is it a revisionist Western, an anti-Western, or maybe it's an all-time classic? Whether your favorite Western is in black and white, vibrant Technicolor, a spaghetti Western, a neo-Western, a comedy, or maybe it's only really Western in spirit. Whatever it is, this is the podcast dedicated to determining the top 100 Westerns of all time. Every second Monday on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It's Horses on Film.
Hello, my name's Sylvester McCoy. Welcome to the legend of the traveling Tardis.
All right, Sylvester, thank you for bringing us back. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. I am the showrunner and show host for today, and we are celebrating this year's 2026. And I feel bad that they're not doing it, but we're going to do it on their behalf, in their honor, celebrating Big Finish by going over our favorite Big Finish episodes. And if you're lucky, there we are. We will bring up into the chat. So tell us your favorite Big Finish audios. And if you're lucky, we will be posting those shortly. But without further ado, let me go ahead and bring in our panel. We got Dave, we got Mark, and other Mark, and we have Sean, and we have Michelle, and we have Gadget doing the Who Knew News. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start it counterclockwise. So Dave.
Yay!
Yay! We're going to start with you, my friend. What is your... And I've got two of them, but I just got a question. Out of the two, which one would you pick? Let's just say you had to showcase one of them.
The second one I picked mostly to needle it at Melanie Dean, who unfortunately wasn't able to make it. But Stranded is my choice.
Got it. It was
Stranded series is great.
Tell us a little bit about Stranded. What would people know, and why do you like it?
It's almost a sitcom, or like a more serious sitcom. The Doctor isn't traveling. The Doctor has come to Earth. The TARDIS has shut down. It is an empty box. It is no longer bigger on the inside, and he has to live his daily life just the way we all do, with a whole building of cast of characters, some of whom are more mysterious than others. But I won't spoil that for you. There's 3 series. We've actually reviewed Stranded 1 and 2 here on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Mm-hmm. But we haven't done 3 yet, and I think we should.
Possibly we're gonna get to it. It was just like, oh my god, and we were going on like week 8 of the Stranded series. I said there's still none of that out there, but definitely would go for the revisit. And one of my favorite things about Stranded is the return of the curator.
Yes.
Yeah,
he is in there, and and you can see him actually even on the cover. It's not even a big spoiler because he's there on the cover.
Yeah, I know. Unlike his 50th anniversary where he just says, yeah, I'm in it.
Yep.
We're not going to hide that. So for somebody who might not be familiar with this particular episode, what did you like about it? What would you think would draw somebody into this episode? You mentioned it was like to me, it's kind of reminiscent of the John Pertwee years when his TARDIS was kind of stranded, pun intended.
A little bit.
Yeah. How would you introduce this to somebody who may not be fairly familiar with the audio?
It's the Doctor it's a fish out of water. It's the Doctor out of his element. It is a much more grounded storyline. It's more street level, if you will. It's not as sci-fi. It's just a solid story. That's kind of my thoughts on that.
Just out of curiosity, how would you rate that story 1 out of 10?
8.
8. Okay.
It's not perfect, but it is really, really good. And I really enjoyed it.
And I think there's 3 box sets that you mentioned,
3
right?
box
1,
sets.
2, and 3.
Yeah.
3 box sets. So you can check it out, bigfinish.com. All these audios. And without further ado, let's bring in Mark Muncy from Erie. Sorry.
Erie Travels. I know. It used to be Erie, Florida. Then I got bigger.
Well, I almost said something else. Trust me, you would have kicked
fine.
me.
That's fine. I'm just a weird guy who does Bigfoot and UFOs. So they used to call them conspiracy theories. Now they just call them spoilers. I have been a Big Finish fan since day one. I even listened to the Bernie Summerfield. It was from the Wilderness years. Mm-hmm. We loved Big Finish. Brought everybody back. Brought Paul McGann back and a lot of people. But I listened to the monthly range and I fell in love with the Kingmaker. His Fifth Doctor adventure. I think it was the first time they actually brought in the Fourth Doctor as kind of a joke thing because they had Colshaw, our great impressionist, do an impression of Tom Baker. It was the first time they kind of brought him in as in just a little voice note. But this was a comedy mystery. I mean, it was. I love that they said instead of hysterical, it was historical, and it's very timey-wimey, total farce. Nev Fountain, who wrote it, just is incredible.
Oh, this is Nev. Okay.
Yeah, it's Nev, and I think it's one of his early ones. I think, and it had Nicola Bryant, and it had as Perry again. It was so good. He basically is a writer of a children's book series called Doctor Who Discovers. Uh-huh. So that's where they find out that's where he got the name Doctor Who. And he's being chased by his publisher to finish his series. And they sent an armed robot after him. And that just hit close to home. Because if you're late for a deadline, you're a writer. An armed robot is the least they should send after you. But they try to figure out Richard III and who killed his nephews and if he really was a bad guy. And the other fun thing is the guy who played Richard III, Stephen Beckett, is primarily doing a voice that is very similar to Christopher Eccleston, who had just been the Doctor that year. This was 2006, I think. So right after the 2005 premiere. And everybody thought it was a joke that it was Eccleston actually doing it. But no, it's just another guy who sounds an awful lot like him. So very fun story. Lots of big twists and turns. I'm a big sucker for history, so can't go wrong with that. And a secret other evil Time Lord that everybody is convinced is the master, but I'm not going to spoil any more twists. So tune in. It's amazing.
Gotcha. How would you rate this 1 out of 10?
9, 100%. I would give others a higher score. A couple of the War Masters are incredible with the great Derek Jacobi, Sir Derek Jacobi. But this is the one I listen to more often than not. I guess it just hits a little close to home, but it's also just a lot of fun. It's one of, if you read the reviews, it's one of everybody's favorites. So
gotcha. That's awesome, dude. So we got the Kingmaker, we got the Stranded series, and let's go for Michelle. Michelle, what did you pick?
I went for the Sirens of Time. It's not necessarily the best, but it's my first introduction to Big Finish. I got into it when I came back into the fandom a couple of years ago. When I first became a Doctor Who fan and I was reading the magazines, the idea of Big Finish confused me. But when I started getting into the classic era and finding there's more stories, so my first introduction to Big Finish is the Sirens of Time. So for nostalgia, I named that as my favorite.
And ironically, that would probably be the first introduction for a lot of people, since this technically is the first Doctor Who Big Finish audio, and they went all in. They got in 3 Doctors.
And I have a soft spot for something that makes me a fan the first time, whatever episode that is. Doesn't necessarily have to be the best, but I have a soft spot for the episode that made me a fan.
Gotcha. Now, in this episode, not too much on the spoilerage, what is your favorite scene in the Sirens of Time?
Oh, I think the one is where when they all go down the chute and they land on each other.
I think I broke your arm.
Yeah, sorry. It's just because you expect those three to be arguing, especially number 6 with 5 and 7, but they're just so proper and British and polite to each other.
Well, they are, but you could hear in their voices the tussle every now and then where they're just ripping on each other, but they understand the problem at hand that they got to solve, so they're trying their best to work together.
Yeah.
But then again, that Doctor ego will not let him just
I still want to
well.
hear. I still want to pay money for 6 to call it, just basically call 5 Celery Boy or something. I would pay for that.
Nice. Alrighty, so the Sirens of Time, and for those of you who are not familiar with Big Finish, the Sirens of Time was actually the very first Big Finish audio that they ever released, and the Redux is, for a better term, remastered?
Remastered for the anniversary, and it's so old it actually came out on cassette tape.
Now, what's the difference between Redux and remastered? Does anybody know, or am I just, or
they added a little bit more to this one.
And they re-edited because it used to be part 1 was 5th Doctor, part 2 was 7th Doctor.
Oh,
okay. They blended it together, so scenes changing back and forth.
Uh-huh.
So you get all 3 of them in the first 3 stories, and then their adventures, and then the last episode is where they're all together.
And
right.
I don't want to correct, but that was the first Doctor Who story. The Bernie Summerfields, before they had the full rights to Doctor Who, were the first, because I actually had some of those.
Fair enough. So it's the first.
I don't want to be the actually, but that's what it was.
I want this to be
but
factual.
That's one part of the lore that tells us the story of how it came about.
And I think for the 20th anniversary, they did some episode with all the multiple doctors, and it tied back into Sirens of Time.
Zagreus.
No, it was after that one. I can't remember the next one. It was the 20th anniversary of Big Finish.
Oh, okay.
And they did that, and it was I can't remember the name of it, but it was everybody piloting the ship at the end, and even they had Troughton and Culshaw doing everybody, and then they even brought in Tennant and some of the others. It was a lot of fun.
Good God. Can you imagine how many? I think it's supposed to be 6 people minimum are supposed to be piloting a TARDIS. Could you imagine all of them?
Yeah, this was 10 plus.
Excuse me, pardon me, sorry. Reaching here.
They would be climbing over each other.
Yeah, they had the first 3 were on another TARDIS watching them and talking about how much fun it was that they were idiots.
Oh, good grief! This now I gotta listen to the Sirens of Time again, and now I can't
remember the name of that one. It's killing me. I'm gonna have to find it.
That wasn't the light at the end, was it?
I think it was. Yes, light at the end.
The light at the end. Okay,
that's it.
Yeah, I want to definitely hear that one. I want to hear Zagreus, the one that Michelle mentioned. I heard the episode after that.
Zagreus is a mind bender. It's
right,
weird.
Zagreus. No, it's the one that God, was it? Who wrote Dalek? Please, Rob Sherman. Rob Sherman, one of my favorite writers, who wrote the Dalek episode. He was tasked to write the episode after that, Scherzo. And I won't go too in the details, but he was instructed to write, you are creating a universe where the Eighth Doctor and Charlie enter that has no principle whatsoever. There's no law of physics. There's no gravity. There's no time. There's nothing. And he had to scratch his head about it and think about it. It's like, I'm creating my own universe. Bad idea. Anyway, Sean, how you doing, my friend? Let's go ahead and what was your pick?
My pick was called Davros.
Is it the I Davros or just Davros?
It's just Davros.
Dave, can you do
Did
me
I
a
not
favor? Can you pull up the Davros one?
Did I not send you?
Oh, wait. No, I didn't get it. But here we go. There it is.
Okay. Yes.
Sorry about
It is
that.
called
Thank you, my
Davros.
friend. Thank you, Mark.
Sorry about that, Christian.
No, you're fine. So tell us. Tell us about Davros and what you loved about it. Sorry, I for whatever reason I didn't have that picture, and I think I should ask because you said Davros. I'm like, is it I Davros? Which Davros?
So Davros is. I love it because it's. I mean, long story short, it's a pretty classic Doctor Who story. They resurrect Davros. He has a plan. The Doctor agrees to help him. He's up to no good. But I really like it because it's just really freaking immersive. A lot of Big Finish audio struggles with making the audio actually sound like the things that are happening are actually happening, like making walking sound like walking. A lot of this one is actually just monologues by the actor who plays Davros, and the performances are great. It's got the right amount of cheese. It is a Colin Baker story, and I love this. I think the Sixth Doctor has the best Big Finish stories, honestly.
Thank
you. It's just one that, I mean, you can just put it on, and it's like you don't really want to. It's like you don't even really want to do anything else. It is that immersive, I think, where you just want to sit and listen. It's like, what's going on in the story? And the story even has a retcon that I don't particularly like, but I even forgive that because the episode's so damn good. So, yeah, it's great.
Did you want to tell us the retcon, or is that a spoiler?
I mean, it is kind of a spoiler, but I mean, I don't even think it's canon, honestly. I mean, I can tell you if you want to.
Sure.
Yeah, it just basically says that Davros got the idea for the Daleks from someone else. Like, I typically don't like that kind of retcon. I like Davros actually being the mastermind behind the Daleks, but like it's done so well that like I forgive that, you know.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. And what made this story stand out amongst the others? I mean, what?
It's just kind of a practical thing. Like I honestly think like I mean, the close second for me was Jubilee, but like, it's just, this one is the one that I can put on. Like, I never really get tired of it. And it's one of the best Sixth Doctor and villain interactions that you're ever going to hear. And that I'm including the actual series in that too. I mean, I just think the dynamic is done so well. The performances are just solid. It's at least a 9 out of 10 easily.
Gotcha. All right. Well, recommendation for Davros. I haven't heard the series as of yet, but I actually have a signed copy of I Davros in my house from Terry Malloy, and it's 4 episodes. And I'm thinking about getting the download so we can listen to it and review it. But it's like everybody recommends that. It's kind of it's the origins of Davros looking through the eyes of the Daleks while Davros is on trial by the Daleks. So it's kind of his reckoning at the same time his explanation as to why things are happening. And I was like, oh God, it's terrible. Like, come on.
And Terry did for Davros too. He was Davros in
he was in Davros with Colin Baker. Cool.
Yeah.
So good.
Got it. Speaking of so good, let's bring up. I do know I saw Mark look up, but I got Gadget out there. Gadget. Speaking of so good, there you go. But we saved the best for last, Mark. Gadget, what was your story? Oh, turn on your mic. Got no audio. Gadget, don't make me do. Oh, there we go.
No,
don't make me Mystery Science Theater you. I will.
Oh, my favorite show. I used to watch all the time at midnight. Comedy Central. Let's see. Yes. So, Blood on Santa's Claw was my favorite. Like, not favorite, but it was the easiest for me to understand with Big Finish because for some odd reason, I have to have written word when I listen to an audio drama, but because these are audio dramas to begin with, I had to put my closed captioning on with this, and this was the only one out of the Big Finishes that we've been reviewing that actually had a more accurate closed caption, which made it enjoyable for me because I could understand what they were saying and stuff. And was very shocked that Nev wrote all the stories and everything, and was not spoiled by some of them, but it kept me guessing in every story, which was pretty good and stuff, because it was like bringing back the Sixth Doctor with Perry and all the other. And I liked that series because of the banter they had, because I felt like they were brother and sister. But it was like this one was the only one I could really follow because I had the written word, and especially when first you're dealing with animals, because they were like, I think it was Hans Christian Andersen or and all. And then it was like, what would your life be like if you had a child? I'm not going to spoil that because that was a big twist, especially with the other parts, because that plays part in the ending of this and everything. And then the thing with the ship where they were all trapped on the ship or couldn't get out. And like the biggest twist came in there. And then at the end was the best twist, but I'm not going to give away because this does have like it's one of those stories that actually plays into itself. Like you, at the end, you figure out and you go, wait a minute, that was so cool. But like I said, because I have a hard time with Big Finish, unless it has an audio thing where I can put closed captioning on or an audio book I can read with it, Big Finish for me would be like about anywhere to a 1 to 5. But this story was about a 7 for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I liked it because it gave Perry an alternate universe backstory, if that makes sense. It kind of gave her a new dimension in something that we never understood about Perry. And it also, I think it kind of gave a new dimension between the Doctor and Perry because of the scenario. Won't go into it too much, but
no, it's something you have to, because if you don't watch all 4 or listen to all 4 of them, you're not going to get it. Like if they're out of order, like I got one out of order and I had to put it back in order.
Gotcha. Now you rated this a 7
because I could read the closed captioning. Otherwise, any of the other ones are 1 to 5s for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Fair enough out there. So get a chance, and especially around the blood on Santa's claw. That is a very, very good episode. It was written by one of our other guests, Neb Fountain. If you're not familiar with him, he is a writer for Big Finish. He also is the partner to Nicola Bryant. So without further ado, let's go ahead and continue on our journey to Candyland. Mark, how you doing? I love your pottery. I love what the kitchen's going on in the background.
You guys don't know how lucky you are to have big kitchens. I've literally got the kitchen and the living room combined into one. Anyway, getting back to this.
All I'm saying is move to the States, dude, and you'll have all the ranch coming out of your ears that you want.
Well, I was going to choose Davros, but someone already chose it for me, so I've quickly gone back to. But my copy is signed by both Telly Moy and Colin Baker. But
the flex.
But I'm going to go with. You can guess it, can't you? Unit spirits. So you got time hit. Yeah, so it's actually it's a 5-pack story, but it comes with 4. You got a pre-one which is called The Coop. But one of the interesting is if you look back at the second CD, recognize that?
Yes,
a very young David Tennant. Yeah, I know. Wasn't it like his first Doctor Who?
Yeah, second. I think the first one was.
It was another Big Finish.
No, Scream Scholar was his first one, but I like it. It's basically it's set between like units getting disbanded by British, and we're trying to bring in a new organization called ICIS. It's basically Winifred Bambera's gone MIA, and they have to bring in the Brigadier. So it's quite nice how it goes through the storyline. It's like it's a continuation throughout the 4 discs, but there are separate stories within them, like the typical Big Finish. I think I do like my unit. I don't know why. No one knows I like unit. It's just like
I'm
literally.
sorry, you said I like my unit. I'm sorry. I just couldn't get past. Sorry, go on.
No, that's
Kids
fine.
show, right? A kid show, right? Go ahead.
But I think no, it's a good story. It's good. Like I do like unit big finishes. But give you a bit more of a backstory, a bit more of a feel to what's going on within the dynamics of unit or the new unit with what was the Gemma Redgrave's ones she did recently? Well, recently, 5 years ago. Again, but the problem I find with it, unlike Davros, which is just one CD, with the unit stuff, it always comes into packs, and you never get them individually, which is a bit annoying. But on the whole, if you like unit, you want to get more story about it, and it's basically this is set after the Cube. There's unit Cube, which is a precursor to this story, which is quite interesting as well. But I won't spoil it. You have to listen to it.
Now, brother, I've known you so long and so well. I've never asked this question. What is your fascination with unit? Why does unit stick out to you as amongst the other things in the Doctor Who universe? What brings you to that?
Okay. Do you want to hear the real truth?
Yes.
It's cheap to cosplay. It's easier for my size, and it's military. And growing up around military air bases and army bases, living in Essex, it's just something. It just gels with me. It's just something like I'm used to. A lot of my friends are serve in the forces. A lot of the things on it. It's just like I just love. What would you do? Especially in the last unit one where we got the British Army versus unit in that conflict. It's like they're always in conflict. They're just like the Doctor goes in and says like you can't blow up anything, and like, but what happens if you're not here, Doctor? We're gonna blow things up. And
yep, I love them because they're the Han Solos of the universe. You got the Jedi and everybody being nice and everything, and sometimes that just doesn't work, and you got to put a bazooka on it at a Cyberman. So I think that's why unit sticks out for me, is because it's the human response. It's not always in the right, fairly in the wrong. I think that whole Unbound series does a whole bit about that, where the Brigadier's in trouble because he blew up London to stop the dinosaurs. Yeah. So because he didn't have the Doctor. So that's
is
true.
That, isn't that the episode? What was it? The Devil's. It's that Rolling Stone song. I can't think of it. The Devil's. Oh my God! Somebody put it in the chats if you can remember. It's a Rolling Stone song. It's like the Devil's. I always hear it. Yeah, exactly, Dan.
Yeah, Chap with Wings. And you have Nicholas Courtney. You can't go wrong with Nicholas Courtney in the unit.
Oh,
series.
Absolutely.
Although the new units are pretty good too. I admit, but those old Nicholas Courtney ones are incredible. So,
and especially at the end of Demons, when the Brigadier's just like fancy a pint.
Yeah.
Anyone who says fancy a pint, it's got to be pretty cool. Yeah. So
I didn't know Nicholas Courtney even did any of the Big Finish.
He's done a lot. Sympathy for the Devil, and that was the alternate third Doctor. And that was the alternate third Doctor, which I still have to get to this day. I don't know why, but it's David Warner being the third Doctor.
Really good.
So I want to hear that. I definitely want to hear that.
I think of Nicholas Courtney as basically being like, if you look at those like first few seasons of the Third Doctor's era, like he's basically like, that's basically just like the unit show, and the Doctor's just a character, and it's great.
Yeah.
Raj says, my family served in the military, Candyman, with my dad being in the U.S. Navy and grandfather being in the Philippine Army during World War II. Thank you for your service, sir. And not only that, I'm just going to add to that, Raj. If you ever see my Facebook page and my first name, I am named after my grandfather, who was a World War II hero in World War II. And from what my mother remembers is the story, he actually got to serve on the yacht of FDR's yacht, which I had no idea that was a thing. But remember, this is a time when my race was not, up there, wasn't completely respected, but it was interesting that my grandfather got the respect he did from FDR to serve on his yacht. I mean, it was like, well, that was the thing at the time. So, whatever.
The USS Potomac?
I don't remember the name. I just remember that my mother told me that he served on the yacht, and and he was an actual servant when he served on FDR's yacht. That he was given a special typewriter from FDR, and it got lost in a fire.
Hmm.
Yeah, some things. Yeah, you lost the lottery. Great. Thanks, Grandpa. So, but I love hearing that story from him. I think it was. I tried to Google it one time because my mother doesn't remember the information. She just remembers that he served on there. So thank you for his service in the Philippine Army. We got everybody, right?
apart from you, Christian.
What's that?
Apart from you.
Oh, we can skip me. I'm just like saying. Raj, did you see that I sent a star gift at Grant G7457? I did not, but you know what? Thank you. For whatever reason, it's not popping up on here. But I want to thank you. If you want to support us, you can send us a super chat. Definitely, if we're ever on a show and you send in a super chat or whatever they call them now, we'll definitely make sure that your chat shows up in here. And Nev found occasionally in here in the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, an interview by Tom. Yes, we did do an interview. Nev was on Tom's show, and then was he here on twice? I think it was.
At least one.
We interviewed
I
him.
interviewed him once. Yeah.
We reviewed him while one of his stories. I think it was actually the Santa Claus.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
Santa
Santa
thing,
Claus.
and Christian, you actually didn't. I did not know. Well, you probably did, but I did not know he was going to be until we started.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's just like we're
'Cause I was
reviewing one of
like-
his stories.
I was reviewing the story, and I'm like, oh, the guy who wrote the story is going to be in the studio with us.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
okay.
doing that because we did that to Sophie Aldred when she wrote A Childhood's End. And I asked Sophie, I said, I bet you've never had a review where you were sitting on the panel. And she goes, nope. And I brought her on and we actually reviewed At Childhood's End, which you've got to, especially if you love audios. I swear, had Jodie Whittaker not taken part in Big Finish, Sophie Aldred's got her down audio wise. If you
She
ever
sounds
heard
just
that
like
audio,
her.
oh, it's spitting. There's no difference. There's practically no difference there. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and do my story. And for anybody who's followed me, you probably know the story. It hasn't changed since day one, but my story is the Holy Terror. It's not only the first introduction to Big Finish audio, it's one of my favorites, and to this day I still haven't, it's never been knocked out of my first place. Of course, Frobisher, come on, Michelle, Frobisher. Frobisher is in this story.
You gotta talking jazz age era penguin. What could go wrong?
Exactly. And it's one of those stories that I love. This is a Rob Sherman story, and it what I love about this is you better have some Kleenex somewhere lying about, because I love the way it starts out. I don't want to spoil it because this is something I highly recommend some folks listening to, especially all the Colin Baker fans. Of course, Frobisher, the shape-shifting talking penguin, and also with the audio, you got to stick until the end. There's something at the very end. There's a little Easter egg at the very end of the audio, and you have to stick around and listen for it. It's very short, but it's very cool. I just love the way that it starts off Monty Python. It has this completely bizarre way of things. I don't even want to tell you. I think that's one of the best features of it, is that it kind of has this little Monty Python moment, and I'm dead serious when I say that. I'm not exaggerating. And as the story progresses, you start learning what's going on. And at the very end, it is heart-wrenching. I mean, you're crying because you're laughing the whole way through and can't believe what's going on. And then at the very moment that when things start to transition over, you're crying because you are sad for certain characters, certain developments. And at the very end, it's just heart-wrenching. I think it actually took, in my opinion, Dave, it took an issue that is not, I don't want to say not safe to discuss. Can you think of the word that I'm thinking or phrase? No. It took a very powerful issue, and I think it addressed it well.
Yeah.
Unless anybody has any contradiction to that. And I think it did it the way that it only could.
It was very well done. I see what you're trying to say, and I don't think I could word it much better either without giving things away. So.
Exactly. I don't want to give things away, and I don't want to, it's YouTube.
I do love that Frobisher showed up in one of the comics, even one of the Doctor Who comics, and he does a Deadpool bit where he leans towards the audience and breaks the fourth wall and says, "I'm just glad I'm here because I think I'm not canon."
Nice.
I want him in the, now that we got CGI and all this nonsense.
Yes, we need to have a
he needs to
Film Noir-esque talking penguin. Come on, people.
But
we could do a classic Who style, and it's just a person in a rubber suit.
That's great.
Yeah. Frobisher is the 16th Doctor.
Exactly. I'm
there we go.
Frobisher's at conventions. Come on. I'm just like, when I saw Absent Doc at our convention at MegaCon.
Yes.
Wow. And the guy was actually so thrilled that I even saw him there and mentioned, he goes, "You know who this is?" I said, "I absolutely know who Absent Doc is."
It's my favorite comics. But again, if you don't have the Doctor, you send a guy with a gun and a sword to take out Daleks. Come on.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. I highly recommend it. I know this is probably biased 10 out of 10. Yeah. It is, to me, the most perfect story because it actually has what feels to be historical science fiction going on, especially with Frobisher. And even though Frobisher is really campy, I think it addresses the campiness that Doctor Who is famous for. So it doesn't bring it down, it lifts it up. And especially with the message that's in here, because you start to get a feeling for the characters and the development of these characters. And once you find out where the train is going, for a better term, where the story is leaning, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. And it becomes a very enjoyable ride. And this is a story that I talk about at conventions, at everywhere that I go, because it is my favorite Big Finish story. A lot of them are really great, but this is the one I would show friends and go like, you want to start Big Finish? The Holy Terror is where you should start. And that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. So there. Got it. Did anybody else want to bring up anything while we're getting close to the wrap up?
I do love Worlds of Doctor Who. I love Jago and Lightfoot got their own series. They were all incredible. Again, Unit has some amazing stories. I think I was sticking with Doctor Who on this, but even like the War Master series is incredible. The War Doctor series, some of those were with John Hurt before he passed, and they all just expand. I mean, look at Paul McGann. We had one movie with him, but he is the longest running Doctor thanks to Big Finish. Mm-hmm. And then getting Tom Baker back, some of those stories are incredible. And now Eccleston's doing them. I think the only one we're missing is Capaldi, but
there's people doing the voice of Capaldi and Matt Smith who are not there.
Yeah, they do impressions of them, but I think they're the only two that haven't gone back to Big Finish. But there's hope. There's hope because Tom Baker said he wasn't going to do it, and then he did. So.
I'm just going to do one more, and I just want to let people know next month we are going to be doing the Anthony Head series. Mark, please say it because I'm going to butcher it 10 more times.
Excellus.
Excellus Rising, Excellus Decays, and the middle one.
There was a fourth one, but Anthony Stewart Head's not in it, so don't worry about
Okay,
that.
we're just going to do the 3. So it's Excellus
But
Rising.
Joe's in it. So
Okay. So we will be doing that. I'm just going to throw this in here because Melanie wasn't here and she really direly wanted to, but she picked the Ravagers.
Ravagers is great.
Anybody?
good one.
And this is the first episode with the Ninth Doctor, and
Oh,
it is
yes,
awesome.
Yes. I have this
Anybody
one.
have any words or anything that they wanted to bring up to on the Ravagers?
I don't remember it well. I just remember really liking it.
it was again the first one. I don't think Eccleston was actually in that one, was he? Oh no, he was. Yeah, it was like his first one.
This is the first one for
Yeah.
they did those tales of
Whoops.
the 11th of the Ninth Doctor before then. But yeah, it was incredible for that one.
So yeah, if you're interested, if you're a big fan of the Ninth Doctor and you want more Ninth Doctor, definitely want to head over to Big Finish and start with the Ravagers. And then now I think he's doing audios with Billy Piper, so you get more of that. And I kind of wish things weren't on the South Side with John Barrowman, because that audio would be great with the 3 of them. I would definitely love to hear that. So without further ado, folks, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Anybody have any final words or anything that you want to bring up before we go ahead and wrap it up?
I'll be in Ocala this weekend for the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference. If anybody is in the area, it should be fun on Saturday.
Gotcha. Well, folks, we are coming to the close, and we are going to be at Space Coast Comic-Con. Remember that. It's next weekend, and we will be selling both Kitchen Killers barbecue sauce as well as our new sponsor, which we are very happy, and people have been asking me about it, Coffee Shop of Horrors. And we are going to be, so far, Mark, we are the only distributor at the conventions. So this is the only place you can get it, or you can go to the website, coffeeshopofhorrors.com. But if you want to just catch it and get it, and I promise you the price of what we're charging is a lot cheaper than certain theme parks. So that's the good news out there. And not only that, we're going to have special guests, Athena Finger. If you recognize the last name, yes, she is the granddaughter to Bill Finger, the heiress to the Batman saga. And she will be there helping out with our booth. So we're very appreciative. And if you want to talk and geek out DC or Batman, she is the one to talk about. It's famous artist.
She's also a great comic book writer in her own right. She's got some couple great issues out.
Next up, we're going to be over at the Epic Verse Fan Con. That's going to be taking place 21st, 22nd. That is a Friday and Saturday, so just keep in mind. Weekend of free parking, and I'm going to take the banner down because I think that's covering up the address. There it is. It is in Longwood, Florida, so definitely get it, and it's free parking and free admission. So there's no reason why you can't come. And then we're wrapping up our series so far. Now, keep in mind, you check out on our YouTube channel, and our Facebook page, and everywhere you find our social medias. If we add any or take out any conventions, we'll let you know out there. But the Legend of the Traveling Tardis will be at Ancient City Con, September 25th through the 27th, the World Golf Village Renaissance Resort. And I highly recommend not only getting a room over at the World Golf Village, definitely if you're going to stay there for the weekend, add a couple of days, do a Monday or Tuesday. Mark, you can attest for me, or do a Thursday and a Wednesday and a Thursday, and just check out the city. If you've never been there, you'll find Mark there. He's just haunting the place.
I haunt the place. Yeah, no, there's so many ghost tours, so many fun things to do there. It's the oldest city. It's the oldest European city in America. So predates Plymouth Rock by about 60 years. It's incredible. So,
gotcha. And speaking of which, we are going to be, hold on, got one more birthday actually. It's a little further out there, but we want to give a shout out birthday. I don't know how he is, how old he is, Gadget, but the man who does the music as we leave, Tony Dugdale, his birthday is June the 11th. So happy birthday, Tony.
Yay.
And happy, and wherever you are, lovingly, Simon, as we say goodbye every episode to say goodnight to Simon. Everybody, let's give a big out shout for Simon, and don't forget all we can do.
Just before you shout out, I've just got some news.
Yeah, please.
I've just PM'd you. If you bring up the picture, I'm not sure on Facebook. There is a new UK Doctor Who convention coming out this year.
Okay, give me a second. It's coming. No, go ahead. Keep talking. Just give me a moment.
That's fine. It is basically run by one of our former panelists. She has decided. I'm not sure if you guys remember Jessamine, but she's now decided to do her own convention.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
I'm going to cut you off for a second. Jessamine, I know you're in Florida. I've seen pictures. Say hi. Okay, now back to you, Mark. I just want to make
so this is a new thing, but it's going to be a small event, but it's brand new. It's the first time they're doing it, and I think they've made an announcement of one guest.
But I'm pretty sure they did, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Katie Manning. I think, but don't hold me to it.
Nice.
But they're getting people in, and it's going to be somewhere in Telford in Shropshire, which is about 150 miles away from me, which is really annoying. But yeah, new Doctor Who convention coming soon in November the 15th.
You UK guys being afraid to drive 4 hours. I'm driving 9 hours to a Bigfoot conference. Come on.
Just Mark, if Dave will vouch for this, you do not know UK roads unless you travel down country roads.
I have driven UK roads. I'm driving North Carolina roads. They are scarier. Although some UK roads are only one way and one lane. I get with the hedges on both sides, but still.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dave's experienced that.
Yeah.
At 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
So before we say goodnight to Simon, let's say goodnight to all of our panelists. Mark, where can people find you?
EerieTravels.com, and that'll have all my convention appearances and upcoming books, and that's also where you can find our podcast.
Gotcha. Other Mark, where can people find you?
You can find me at my Instagram account at cyborg T100_cosplay, and you can find me here, there, and everywhere.
Gotcha. Other Michelle, where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Michelle L. Hamilton, author, and also on Amazon.
Got it. Gadget, where can people find you besides your house?
Everywhere, anywhere. Bronx Comic Con, New York Comic Con, Anime NYC, Lulu.com, Gadget Pendragon After Dark, Gadget Vlogs. Anywhere, just put the name in and you'll find it.
Got it. Sean, where can people find you, my friend?
You can find me on. Oh, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I couldn't figure out if my microphone was muted or not. Okay. You can find me on youtube.com/OurPhilosophyIs9119. I talk about kind of geeky stuff, philosophy stuff. If you want to talk about that stuff in a queer-friendly space, you can go to my channel. And also, I'm here quite a bit. Thank you very much.
Got it. And Dave, my friend, where can people find you?
You can find me every other Monday on Horses on Film, youtube.com/@horsesonfilm, including yesterday when we talked Dead Man with Johnny Depp. You can find us the first Thursday of every month, along with Melanie Dean and Jessica Womack, who both appear here on Legend of Traveling TARDIS, and on Happiness Patrol, youtube.com/@Happiness Patrol Show, talking movies that make us happy. And of course, in between all that, my own channel, youtube.com/TheRatHole, DOTCA. That's therathole.ca, but YouTube does not like URLs in their URLs.
And with that, folks, everybody give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you so much. Don't forget to say goodnight to Simon on the way out. Everybody say it. 1, 2, 3.
Good night,
Good night, Simon.
Happy birthday, Tony. Take us out.
Yeah.